Welcome to the Independent Woman live broadcast. Hey, so many people have joined me. Kelly Frink, I just want to say happy birthday to you, my friend. It's so awesome that you guys are on. So many people, Larry and Philip and Mike and Habibi, so many people on. Thank you for being here today. Alex, welcome. I didn't expect to be doing a live on Wednesday, and I really wanted to get to the point. I'm actually kind of tired. I was just looking at it going, man, I'm tired. But I wanted to have a conversation with you today and talk to you about something that I think is important. And that is that we aren't having enough conversations about not politics. Let's move that out of the way, but enough think tank conversations about how are we going to maneuver ourselves through what's coming? How are we going to protect our wealth, grow our wealth, be in connection, vent a little bit about how we're feeling? And so I don't know about you, but I've noticed that there's a lot of conversation about the Epstein files. And it inside the conversations about the Epstein files isn't just how gross it was about what was happening, how awful. It's about the state of our mindset, thinking that these things have been brought up. It is that somehow something massively corrupt happened in front of all of us, and we never got a time to talk about it or say how we feel about it or how we should move going forward. And the think tank can't just be a one sided conversations like all women or all men or all Republicans or all Democrats. It has to be the value of a difficult conversation, looking at perspectives and being open to look at those perspectives. Wealth isn't built on one sided things. Wealth isn't built long term just because you simply know something. What's interesting about wealth is if you take a look at Steve Jobs, he went down to his engineers who were making his phones. And one of the conversations he had was that this phone should feel like natural in your hands. It should feel like it belongs. It should feel, and what happened was Steve Jobs, although he was angry and hard to work for, and I heard he could be a prick sometimes, still valued people's inner genius. And wealth is always built from inner genius. Wealth is built from good ideas. Wealth is built from tough conversations and a reality check about what's around us. So if you want to build wealth, sticking to your perspective creates tunnel vision. It doesn't create openness. And whether you agree or not isn't the point. The point isn't, oh, I agree about this or I agree about that, therefore we're friends. No. Wealth and ideas come from tough problems being solved. And so, one of the things that people say, what did the iPhone solve? Well, in the beginning, it just solved connection. It solved everything else. And if we look at it now, we don't call it an iPhone, it's our device because our device can do so many things. But in order for us to see the phone as a device, we had to stop seeing it as a phone only. That tunnel vision of we could only make calls from it. Now I am talking I'm in Colorado. I don't even know where you guys are. You could be in another country. You could be on the East Coast, West Coast. It doesn't matter. We get to have this conversation live in real time, no matter where you are, because somebody stopped seeing our device as a phone. And if we stop seeing our country and our politicalness as a type of this is how Americans are, and we started opening it up to the thought that we might be a device versus an iPhone, imagine all the genius that would pour out of people. Imagine what you could bring to the table or what you dream of or the problems you think if this message got out, it could solve all of these problems. If this message got out, people would have better lives all around the world, everyone included. And instead of seeing us as a planet of countries, if we just saw each other as a planet, I mean, honestly, if you don't think you live on a planet, if you think you live in the United States, just zoom out for a little bit and look back. You live on a big planet. And to me, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, let's say you lived in a big house, a really big house, and you decided that the bathroom on the other side of the house was not a good bathroom and it could be making something really cruddy. So suddenly you bomb the bathroom and you blow it up, and now there's one less bathroom in the world. That's all that's happened. And so there's one less portion of our planet, this whole country, this whole earth. That whole earth is that one place where we all are. And breaking ourselves into these little sections that say, I'm a Canadian, I'm an American, I'm Chinese, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other. What if that's an old paradigm that isn't quite here? And that the real wealth is seeing the paradigm as we are humanity. So, what if we change it from, hi, I have an iPhone to, I have a device? What could humanity do and bring, and how could humanity uplift the whole world instead of us having resource wars or dominance wars or military pushback? What if all we needed for our wealth to shift is a think tank of men and women from all over who sit there and say to themselves, how can we do things better? How can we make things better for people? What if that type of wealth building happened? Because any good idea that comes into life, look at bringing in the iPhone and making it a device. Look at how much wealth has been brought forward by just that one mindset shift. From, oh, here's my iPhone to here's my device. My device, I can run my business on my device. I can talk to anyone around the world on my device. I can go ahead and send letters, contracts, anything from my device. I can do my banking from my device. Not something we could originally do from a phone. And so, what I'm saying, what I'm postulating, what I'm thinking about, my theory is what would happen to our wealth if we stopped the old paradigm of thinking about us as separate countries and separate people and just thought of ourselves as one planet. What if the Garden of Eden wasn't a place on the planet? What if it was the whole planet that was the Garden of Eden? What if this whole experiment that is human is the Garden of Eden and we're all literally living in the Garden of Eden? What if we took a different view and perspective? And what would it take to have a different view or perspective? What would it take for us to change our mindset and elevate it in such a way that I understood and you understood that you had inner genius in such a way that if people made room for it and you were allowed to let it out into the world, that it could make the world a better place? What if that were true? What if the word immigrant was removed and we just used humanity? I get that humanity has good actors and bad actors. I get that humanity has people that are mean and are violent and that are loving and kind. And if we saw each other as humanity and we saw that maybe the spark of inner genius could land anywhere on the planet, then we might be able to see and harbor the wealth and intelligence and inner genius of all humanity, people from India and China and New Zealand and Hawaii and America and Georgia, anywhere in the world, that genius could land. But the reason we can't actually utilize that genius is because we keep seeing it as separate from ourselves. This piece of genius landed in India, and therefore it's not American genius. I mean, what is that? Genius is genius no matter what you say, no matter what you do, or no matter how you look at it. So I'm just asking, I just want to say, let's do the great experiment. What would the great experiment be? For me, there is a boatload of wealth hidden under perspective. There is a boatload of problem solving hidden under someone else's agenda about who they think we should be. But if I zoom out, I see the earth and I see water and I see land and I see animals and I see humanity. And humanity is something that should have stewardship over everything, not division. And that stewardship that we have over everything is given to us so that the Garden of Eden, which is the whole planet, can thrive. And what if that is a possibility? What if for that moment in life, we actually have a way of turning our perspective from an iPhone to a device that is capable of making things happen in the world? So here's what I want to say to you, all of you that are listening to this, whether it's here or not. I know that you have inner genius. I know that you have a conversation you want to get to the world. I know that you're on Substack writing and listening and talking to help that message get out. And I want to say, I believe in you. And I'm so happy you're here with me. And I want to say thank you for letting me share my message with you, for letting me have this conversation with you. But please don't give up. Your inner genius is so needed on this planet right now. Your inner genius is why God put you here. It's why you were born on this planet. Do me a favor and please don't forget it. Even if you think, well, I'm not special. I don't have any inner genius. I'm nobody. That one person that you make smile, that one person that you give that message to, that's how we build this bridge from iPhone to device. And believe it or not, the next level is device. And the inner genius is that app that you put on the device, that problem solving thing that you put on that device. And that device inside you is your heart, your inner genius, and that little voice that speaks to you every single day saying, get up and do it again. I know you're scared. I don't think you think everybody's listening to you, but they are. They are listening to you. You're raising the next level of children. You're raising the next level of inner genius. You're raising the next level of that conversation. And on Substack, the beauty of it is we are having that conversation. On Substack, we are stepping up that conversation in such a way that it's a place where you're experimenting with your inner genius. And so my invitation to you is to never give up. My invitation to you is, damn, I know how hard it is right now. I know it's uncertain. I know it's untrustful. I know that there's a lot of confusion. I know that there's a lot of things that makes this. Thank you for the hearts and love. I really appreciate that. It makes this so hard a conversation to have. But I know that you're here trying to make a difference the best way you can. Just know that your perspective on anything, it has to open to a different idea of what and who humanity can be. What and what? See, this is what happens when you go live. When you screw it up, you can't edit it out. It's what and who humanity can possibly be. Thank you for letting me share my heart with you, Federico, Samuel, Felix, Gladina. I hope I said that right. Alex, Larry, John, Mike. There's so many of you on. Thank you for your precious time today. I appreciate you. I'll see you next Wednesday for the Independent Woman podcast. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.